heading over to the shop here to just do some little things. I've started kind of the tuning process, sort of, but my tuner is having me get some different injectors because the Bosch ones that I have, the Bosch 60 pound, are just not very tuning friendly. I guess is the best way I can put it. So I'm gonna be getting some different ones. So I'm gonna mark the holes for this battery box, get those drilled because some heavy duty material there. Make sure I've got plenty of clearance with the mufflers and everything below there. And yeah, do that. Everyone wants to build a race car, but nobody wants to cut up their cars. Also, I almost totally forgot. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know, but that is a Gen 3 LM7 iron block 5.3 that I got for free. It's got 300 and something thousand miles on it. I pulled it, it drove in, it came out of a Suburban, but it drove in on its own power. I got the pistons over here. Everything except for maybe one of the main bearings looked good. I mean, all of these rod bearings looked good. It might need cam bearings too. I might just put some in there just because I'm here already. But I'm just gonna throw some bearings in it. Gap the rings for boost, put some ARP stuff in there. And of course I'm gonna get it all finished, cleaned up. This is after I spent several hours cleaning it up. It was pretty nasty, as you can see kind of here. Definitely pretty dirty. But I mean, these motors are good for a bunch of power. And if I get the flex fuel sensor on there and run E85, I mean, we could be looking at needing a stronger transmission even after the one that's in there, my T56 got built. But yeah, this guy can handle a lot of power. But I'll just build, I'll do like a stock rebuild, like I said, new bearings, gapped rings. If I can find a set of Gen 4 rods and pistons, I'll pick those up. But if not, I'm not even gonna worry about it. It was a free motor. Not too concerned about it. But we'll swap that one into the GTO and turn up the boost, and then I'll actually put some money into the LS2 that's in there right now, and probably do like a boosted stroker build on that or something like that. But yeah, I just thought I might like to see that 5.3. All right, everybody, for the most part, GTO is done. Show you what we've done here since the last video. So, we've got a revision to the fuel system. I got an adapter for the hard line to a -6 or 6AN line. Ran over to a T here. So we have one feed going into the regulator and one feed coming out of the regulator into these new fuel rails that I got. The reason for that is that my tuner had asked if I would go ahead and take the stock regulator out of the tank, out of the in-tank pump, because it's too much of a restriction. because my fuel system, these aftermarket fuel system only comes on at when boost is detected, I'm gonna have quite a bit of performance before that with the cam and such. So we took it out, and yeah, I just took it out of the plastic housing. I wonder if I have an extra. I don't. I got a spare fuel tank here. This is gonna be for when I make the switch over to E85. I'm gonna do a custom fuel hat, probably with dual pumps, and just run all new lines and possibly use my hard line as a return. Show you what we did in the trunk here. I got my battery all mounted up in its spot. I took the cover off the tank and used some foam there to isolate it, and it's not going anywhere. I got my lines all fixed up. Everything's good there. I also took all of the carpet out because who needs it, right? I also carpeted what used to be the back seat. Don't know how well you're all gonna be able to see it because it's kind of dark, but for having never done carpet before, not bad. I mean, there are some creases in it because the carpet had been sitting for a while, just because I'd had other things to do, but I think it turned out really well. Even got it on the wheel wells there. I need to make a bracket for my fire extinguisher, but that is definitely something I've got. And when I first started messing around with adding fuel to the car, a fuel system to the car, that was one of the first things I got, because it would be a shame if the whole thing burnt down just because of some freak accident with the extra fuel system. But yeah, that was one of the first things I did. Got the radiator cover back on, put a fresh coat of paint on it so it looks brand new. I painted a bunch of stuff, obviously, but yeah, it's looking good so far. I got my boost gauge mounted because here pretty soon, hopefully, I'll be making a decent amount of boost. You know, more than 1 PSI or whatever it was that I was making. I got it mounted up here. From the outside of the car, it's actually pretty hidden. I got this dark sunshade there, so it's really hidden from there and pretty much everywhere, except for maybe like right there. But yeah, that's all hooked up. I ran the all the wires and the vacuum line down the pillar there through the firewall. But yeah, I got all of the paneling back up. I was thinking about putting the door panel or the side panels back on, just to help kind of muffle some of the sound, because it gets pretty loud with all of that sound insulation going. But I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I mean, you can tell we're pretty much there, because I've started collecting all of the excess screws from stuff I've taken off. I'm taking all that stuff out of the car so it doesn't rattle anymore when you're driving down the road. But yeah, pretty soon here I'm gonna have to take all the stickers off of it and get my old wheels back on, so maybe we can sleeper it, I guess, sort of, until the turbo spools. But with the exhaust and everything that's on it, it's pretty tame for the most part. But yeah, hopefully this week, tuner ran out of time this weekend, but hopefully this week we can get some tuning done and hopefully swap out these wastegate springs for some bigger ones. I got them ready over there in the passenger floorboard. But there's just not a whole lot left. I've actually started cleaning up the little shop here, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna move for sure. But for the fuel system, all of this blue push lock line is also E85 compatible. Now, if you'll remember and see right here, that braided stainless line for my return is not push lock, and the line running from the where it draws at the tank to the pump is not push lock E85. Now, it wouldn't take much for me to get this car to run on E85. Probably drop in a new pump in tank, but I've already got everything wired for an external pump. So, and I mean the 960cc injectors that I got, the fast ones, I haven't done a whole lot of research on the 85 stuff, but I have a feeling it won't be too hard to swap over to that should I feel like it. But with the way gas prices have been lately, I mean, who knows? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it so far. Just ready to get this thing tuned. But anyway, unless we run into any other issues while tuning, the next video should be some data logging polls and some boosted runs. So we'll catch you then.